Okay, so welcome you guys. Thanks for hopping on and hanging out with me. We are going to record this so I can put it on YouTube and people can watch the replay in case they don't end up hopping on while we are live. But tonight I wanted to talk about audience fatigue. So I don't know if you guys are feeling it. I'm sure you are, but I'm definitely feeling the why are people not buying thing. Definitely for me personally, PRV is way down than what it used to be. And so I've really been just researching a lot of things and just trying to figure out like what is happening, why, where can we go from here kind of thing. And I've come down to there's really two reasons why people aren't buying. One is audience fatigue, which is what I want to talk about tonight and brainstorm ways to overcome it. And the other is us not selling the value of what we have to offer. Okay. And that's what I want to talk about next week. I'll go live on my team page next week and talk about that, which I can record. I can save that and upload that to YouTube as well. But those are the two reasons, because I see people buying, I see people spending money on lots of things all the time, but maybe they're just not spending money on Scentsy. And so with audience fatigue, hopefully we can brainstorm some ideas. I have a few ideas written down already. Hopefully you guys have some ideas, and those watching the replay have some ideas and can share some things that we can all kind of take little bits and pieces away from. So audience fatigue, if you don't know what that is, it's basically where your audience, your current audience that you're marketing to, is tapped out for whatever reason. So like either maybe they're just not even into fragrance, right? Like they're not even your target market. They're not your customer, because they could give two flips about making their home smell good, right? Or maybe they just they've already bought from you so much, which is really where I'm the place that I'm in, is that all of my people have just bought so much Scentsy from me over the years that they're like, okay, I can't walk in my house because there's Scentsy warmers blocking the path, And so I need, they're tapped out. They're like, we love Scentsy, but we just have so much, I can't literally put any more anywhere. So ways to prevent audience fatigue, and this is something that I realize now. And so for all of you that are, I just celebrated my 7-year anniversary with Scentsy, and so I realize now I should have been doing this years ago, and I probably would not be in this position right now. But like you constantly have to be getting new eyes on you, right? Not necessarily just on your Scentsy content, your Scentsy posts, but on you as a person, as a business owner. And for so long, I was like, oh, all my customers just buy all the time and I can do 2000 PRV with my eyes closed. Like, I'm good. My customer base is established. It's amazing. I don't need to do anything else. And then all of that just slowly started trickling away the past 2 years. And now I'm in this serious, audience fatigue. So here's what I'll say in regards to getting eyes on your content, getting eyes on your profile, getting eyes on you as a person, as a business owner, right? Is a lot of times, especially with social media, I feel like it can be really overwhelming. And I have been in that very overwhelmed spot where I'm like, okay, I need to share Scentsy all over the freaking place, right? I need to share Scentsy in my stories, and I need to share Scentsy in my business page and on my main Facebook page and on Instagram. And maybe I should open my VIP group again and share in there and all the things. And that just shuts my brain down because it's just too overwhelming. So watching other business owners, learning the things from the coaching academy that I'm in is really trying to pick one place where you want to share your Scentsy stuff, and then constantly trying to get new eyes on that place. Okay. So for example, maybe it's a VIP group and you want to do a VIP group. So that's where you can share your stuff, where and then you kind of do teasers on your main Facebook page and your call to action, because you always want to tell your audience what to do, right? Your call to action is join my VIP group, right? Maybe you just want to sell in stories. Then you're posting teasers on your main page and it's like, come see my stories, right? Start something, see the rest of it in the stories. For me personally, I'm really focusing on growing Instagram. And so my plan with Facebook is to start posting more things on there to be like, oh, come over to my Instagram page, right? So now we come up with ideas. So ideas on getting eyes on us as just as on our profile. And I'll tell you for Instagram what I do. So my niche on Instagram is realtors. So my whole page is just focused on helping realtors with, business, mortgage tips, because I've been in the mortgage industry for 12 years. And, time management tips, like that sort of thing. Because I think realtors and direct sales consultants, we're in the same business. We're just selling two different products. They're selling a house, I'm selling a bar of wax. But we really have to do the same thing structure wise in regards to getting clients. So what I do to get more eyes on my page is I search hashtags like Jacksonville real estate or Jacksonville realtor or something like that. And I go to other realtors' pages and I just comment on their stuff. I don't talk about Scentsy. I don't talk about anything like that. I'm just like, oh, that house is gorgeous. Where's this in Jacksonville? Or, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that light fixture in the kitchen. I wonder where they got it, that kind of thing. So I'm just being conversational. And I found, at least for me, that has like being consistent and trying to do that on a daily basis. It's taken like a month to do, but I am now getting like realtors that are following me all the time. And so that's my target market, because I'm working on doing realtor closing gifts. And so that's really what I want to base my business on, like as a whole, is doing gift baskets, right? Realtor closing gift baskets. So that was a whole side tangent on my direction over there. But the point being, just being conversational and like talking to people are nosy. And so they're like, oh, who's this? And they'll click on your page and pull it up and then like see what you're about, scroll through some of your posts and see what you're about, right? So some of the ideas that I had written down for how can we get more eyes on our page, right? How can we get more eyes on us? Obviously events, right, is a non-social media way to get eyes on us by going to events. And the last event I handed out postcards that had a QR code on there that sent them to my Jot form, which could send them to, my social media pages or my Scentsy website or whatever the case may be. But that got eyes on me as a business owner, eyes on what I do. and hopefully they scanned the QR code and maybe checked out my profile on social media, right? What I think is super important to remember, and something that I have to tell myself all the time, because it's easy to think that like everybody loves, you know, fragrance, and everybody wants their house to smell good, and you can even say like everybody has to do laundry and everybody has to, you know, clean their house, right? Everybody has to take a bath, right? And so you can say that Scentsy is for everyone, which it is, but then like in reality, there's just that target market, that market out there that just doesn't care. You know, they do not care if their house smells good. They do not care if they, you know, have their laundry smelling amazing, right? And so I have to constantly remember that, yes, maybe I have a lot of people that are looking at my page, but then not following me. Scentsy is the password, capital S. And that's okay, because then that means that they're not my people, right? So, and that's okay, because I don't want not my people to be following me, because I want to be talking to people that I can help, right? And if you don't love fragrance, I can't help you, right? So I have on my list is the events, parties, obviously. Like we know that parties bring in new eyes on us, but raise your hand if you're doing all the parties. I can't tell you the last time I did a party. I cannot get people to do a party to save my freaking life. So that's okay, because there's a bajillion different ways to get more eyes on me, and it doesn't have to be parties, and I'm okay with that. I have adding value in groups written down. So like, for example, like I'm in Halloween groups, like Halloween Horror Nights. I'm in Universal groups. I'm in cruising groups. I'm in Haunted Florida groups, and I can post in there, and I'm in realtor groups too, but I can post in there and like give tips, comment to people that are like, oh, we're at Universal today, where should we eat? And I can go in there and comment and say, oh, you absolutely have to go to Cowfish, and you have to get, you know, the bento box, and, you know, whatever, right? And just have conversations and add value in groups that way. And again, people will be nosy, who's this chick? And then they can click on your profile and take a look. Side note to that, just like a side tip, is make sure you have your bio in your profile on Facebook, like not just your Scentsy website, right? Like talk about who you are. Not just a quote, like say who you are. Like mine says cruise enthusiast, Universal, something another, Friends fanatic, hairless cat mom. I've got a couple of things in there. And then at the end, I have Scentsy lifer, so that they can see like, oh, this is the kind of stuff that she posts about, right?
Sam,
Yeah.
there wasn't like a number attached to the Scentsy, was there?
No, it was just capital S, Scentsy.
Becky's having trouble getting in.
Yeah. I don't know. Is she trying to do it from her phone? I swear people can never get in from their phone. I mean, you did obviously, and you did obviously, but
Hey, Rachel, have her go when you created the event. It has a blue button that takes you straight to the link. That's how I was able to come in.
All right, don't stop because of her. I just want to ask real quick.
okay. So the adding value in groups, right? And then I also have on my list doing a call to action to sharing stuff that you've posted, like telling your people to share that. So first off, like if you're doing that on your Facebook page, then your Facebook page needs to be public, right? If it's private, people cannot share it. But like if you share some, tip about something, Scentsy, or how you're getting your kids out of the house faster in the morning or whatever, at the end say, like, if you found this helpful, share this to your page so it can help other people, right? And I think about that with Scentsy because, and I'm sure you guys have seen it, it was a few years ago now, but there was a video that someone did of changing your wax with the cotton balls in a mini warmer. And she did a video and she put it on her Facebook page. And like, I had that thing shared to my page so many times, tagged in it so many times. She got, I want to say it was like 10 million views on this video. And I actually messaged her and was like, how did you, what were you doing? Did you pay for ads? Did you boost this post? Like, how do you have 10 million views? And she had thousands of comments, people tagging people in the comments like, oh my gosh, can you believe this, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, no, girl, I just posted it and it just went crazy because people saw that super valuable. It was a great tip which still, it literally blows my mind that people still don't know how that you can change your wax with cotton balls. So still share that tip if you're not sharing it because people still don't know. But having that call to action of like, hey, share this, right? Or, if you wanted to message some of your best customers just in general, the whole like, what is it? Brag, tag, and share. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And have people like give them a graphic or send them a picture of like the Tinkerbell warmer and just say like, hey, will you share this on your page, right? And that's just more eyes getting on you. And again, that's just the point, the end, and you leave it at that. And that's like the mindset part of it, I think, is that it's just more people saw my name. That's the goal. More people saw my name and I can be satisfied with that, whether they look at your profile or they follow you, like that will come in time. But you can't get bogged down with the actual results yet. Like I said, it took, honestly, if I go back and look at my numbers, it was probably almost 2 months of being consistently commenting on at least 5 different people's stuff 5 days a week before I actually started seeing traction of realtors following me on Instagram. So there is my spiel and the notes that I had. So I would really super love to hear what kind of ideas that you guys might have, maybe something popped in your brain while I was sharing that stuff that you think would be a great idea of how you can get other eyes on your name as a person.
I was waiting for Alicia to speak up.
Very funny. Actually, there's a mom group I just joined that's actually in Defuniac. So, I mean, I can start commenting on stuff there because there's a lot of people looking for like different play dates with like their toddlers or like kids around JoJo's age.
Oh, fun. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the groups. I joined it's like a concerned citizens for our city Facebook group, and people love to give their advice. So instead of, if you run into the roadblock of, well, what value do I have to add to this group, then turn it around and be like, okay, let me ask a question, and then you'll get people commenting. Because like I asked for a suggestion of a chiropractor for my kids, and several people commented. And then I messaged a few of those people to ask them more specific questions. And since then, we've built more of a private communication. And then I've added them as friends because I wanted to follow up with them on questions. And so it's kind of built from there. Whether or not they'll actually buy Scentsy down the road, who knows? But that's just an additional connection that I've had to someone by just asking a question.
That's a great tip, actually, to ask a question, because a lot of times it's, yeah, I don't know what kind of value or help I can provide to this, this person or that person or this post or that post. So I like it.
I really like the idea of asking your friends to maybe post something on their page. I don't know. I'm really bad at doing the hook at the end of a post saying like share this or asking a question to where people comment. And I'm trying to get better about that.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that on, well, like I said, I'm building on Instagram. So I want to say every single post that I post has some kind of call to action, like throw this emoji below or comment this, or what are your thoughts, or fill in the blank, or, share this if this related to you, or whatever the case may be. Now, granted, I usually don't have anybody do what I tell them to do, but that's okay. That's okay, because all of that will
See,
come
I
in
tried
time.
that and got discouraged.
Huh?
I tried that and got discouraged, so I kind of like backed off from doing that.
You have to wait it out. You have to play the long game. That's definitely something that I've learned over the last 6 months. You have to play the long game and just do it regardless. Do it with no expectation of any results. Like I think did I post about my baskets the other day? Yeah, I think I posted about closing gift baskets the other day. But I was not expecting anyone to comment. I was not expecting anyone to say, oh, let me know more about your closing gifts. I was not expecting any kind of result. I'm just like, I posted about my business today. Checkbox for Sam. Next, right? That's what I've been working on a lot over the last 6 months, is just not having any attachment to the outcome. Just do what you're supposed to do and keep moving forward, because all of that stuff, all of your actions will compound and the results will come flooding in. It might be 90 days down the road, but they're going to come, and I'll be sitting here waiting for them.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been looking at my Instagram like reels and stuff like that because I stink at them, and it's something that I struggle with doing, but I look at it the same way as I look at when I first started Canva, how awful I was at making flyers. And I'm still not the best at making flyers, but I look back at my work and I'm like, I sure ain't where I used to be. So I'm kind of like, I may not get a ton of followers from doing reels, but just the practice of doing it is getting me to where I'm more comfortable doing it. And then who knows, maybe the next reel I make will be like a viral reel and have 10 million views. You just never know. Becky, you got any idea
I don't
how
know.
to go?
Am I unmuted? Like, I've been trying to push the microphone forever now.
We can
You're unmuted.
Get out. Get out. I came in late, so I heard absolutely nothing. So what was the question? Get out.
So we were talking about audience fatigue and what that is, and why we're here, and talking about how can we overcome it. And basically, audience fatigue is that your audience is tapped out and we need to get new eyes on you as a person, not necessarily as, oh, I need people to look at my Scentsy post, but new people looking at just you as a person. And so we talked about like parties, obviously, events, commenting on groups, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. It's true. Like, yeah, because I deal with this at work a lot too. I do the social media at work too. And yeah, it's definitely like the same people, even at work, commenting on everything or participating in everything that's on social media. So on Facebook social media, I should say. But a lot of it too is, oh gosh, like Facebook seems to change every other day. Like just
It
cannot
definitely
keep up
does.
with it, you know? And but one of the, I mean, it just goes back to the original, just go to your friends' pages, you know, don't be creepy or anything like that. You know, comment on like 5 or 6 of the people that you don't normally interact with, you know, unless, you know, the last time they posted was last year. You don't want to definitely comment on that, but just trying to mix up your algorithms a lot. I know Instagram is pushing reels like crazy. I really think Facebook's there too.
I think so too.
So, and then, you know, posting too much can be detrimental as well as not posting enough. So it's really a balance. I work a lot out of the business suite at work. So that's a good place to go and find like when your most active times are to post is to use the Facebook or the Meta Business Suite.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also heard that Instagram, I make a lot of my, well, not a lot of them, but yeah, a lot of them. I make a lot of my reels like either on TikTok or InShot, which I got to figure out the InShot because I'll make it on InShot and then I'll share it to like Instagram and Facebook, and it makes it like really small. Not real sure what's going on with that, so I got to work on that. But I've heard that they don't like other watermarks because I had to do a social media class for work a few months ago. Instagram and social media don't like the other watermarks, like the TikTok watermark or
Right.
the InShot watermark or any other watermark. So they don't push those as much as if it's like original content to Meta.
Right. I noticed that too, because my Facebook business page, I didn't have my Instagram page connected to my Facebook business page. And I was like, I would download, because I found a way to download my Instagram reel to remove the Instagram logo and then upload it to Facebook as a reel. And those definitely got way more views than when I started just having it automatically share from Instagram to Facebook. So that's
Which is
definitely
weird because they're both Meta.
right. Right.
I'm like, why? But yeah, so that's another thing is just trying to continually educate yourself on social media and what's the next big thing, because I can tell you our audience that does Facebook, and this is the same situation I'm facing at work, they're older people and they are not, I mean, they've already got all their stuff and, you know, they're just not the younger generation. So eventually they're going to die off. And if you just stay on Facebook, that means your clientele is going to die off. So you have to like stay up to date with all the most recent social media trends out there.
Yeah.
And you really have to stay active and on top of it. I've
I
been
really like
slacking.
Instagram.
Do what?
I said, I really like Instagram.
Yeah, like all my kids, they're on Instagram. They don't even go to Facebook. They're all on Instagram.
I think what
And
has
all my
been
kids
most
are
beneficial for me in just getting, and like I said at the beginning, I'm building on Instagram. So Facebook for the most part is just me posting about Quaid's baseball or something, right? So I'm working on building on Instagram, and it's the same for Facebook though, but just being consistent every day, trying to talk to someone or comment on someone that I haven't before. So like going to groups and, you know, just joining in the conversation, like just joining in the conversation about the roller coaster at Universal, right? Like I do that all the time. Halloween Horror Nights. We're already counting down. We cannot wait for Halloween Horror Nights in those groups. And so I just join in the conversation and I reply to people's comments. And I do that on Instagram. That's what I was saying at the beginning was searching hashtags for my target audience. My target audience is realtors. So I search realtor hashtags and I just go to recent posts that they've posted and just comment and have conversations with people. I don't talk about Cincy. I don't talk about try this, try that, you know, whatever. With Cincy, I just have conversations with people. And I've just felt like that has been so beneficial in just sticking with it day after day.
And it's things that you can do in a short amount of time. You know, if you've only got 5 minutes, then it's something that it doesn't take a lot of time throughout your day to do if you just remember to do it.
I set a timer for 10 minutes. I'd say, hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes. And I go to Instagram and I go to like Jacksonville Realtors and I go to the recent tab and I click on photos and I'm like, oh, I love that house. That light fixture is amazing. Post. Next. Wow, that looks beautiful. Is that here in Jacksonville? Post. Next. And I do that for 10 minutes. My goal is to hit 10 people a day and then I'm done. And once my timer goes off, sometimes I get like mind drama and I'm like, I don't know what to say. But like when my timer goes off, then I'm done. If I only got 3, then I only got 3. I'm just giving myself 10 minutes.
So then your first step is, because you've already figured out your target audience. So a lot of people's first steps would need to be to figure out what type of people do you want purchasing from you, or that you want to interact with.
Yeah, if you're doing that on Instagram. On
Yeah.
Facebook, it's different, just be in groups that you like being in. And just joining into those conversations. Like it's a little bit different between Instagram and Facebook. So Facebook is more of like, I'm in cruising groups and universal groups and haunted Florida groups.
But
And
so like to give them a kind of like a thought plan is, if you're wanting to get more followers on Instagram or connect with more people on Instagram, then you need to find out maybe like 3 things of people that are 3 type of people that you would like to follow you. Like I would love to have moms. I would love to have Christians, because that's the type of content that I like to put out. So you
hashtag
find,
Christian mom is where you would go.
so you find out, you know, whatever your hashtag might be. I'm an English Bull Terrier mom, so those are my hashtags that I throw out. So interacting with those type of people is where I would kind of go. So maybe taking a moment and figuring out what your 3 things might be. Is it 3? I feel like I've heard 3.
It can be whatever, it can be whatever you want, honestly. Like just who do you want to talk to?
Yeah.
Who do you want to join your team? Right?
Yeah.
Like who do you want to work with?
Not anybody on Facebook, because they're all dying.
Because they're all dying.
We're dead.
They're dying a
fam.
slow death. The end is near.
And you know, that's interesting about looking people up by hashtag, Sam, because I've never thought of that.
Yeah. And I have a hard time remembering to put hashtags in, because I never use, like I never search hashtags, because I'm an old decrepit person that's supposed to die.
And then when you're doing hashtags, this is kind of off topic, but when you're doing hashtags, you put hashtags that people are going to search, like putting a hashtag. I saw a hashtag today that was just ridiculous, but like no one's going to search, you know.
It's like you can put a hashtag that's not even related to your thing,
you know?
like Vanderpump Rules, because that's so popular right now. And
right.
Find it real.
I did a hashtag that nobody's gonna search, but it was like about my carpal tunnel surgery. And it was just like hashtag carpal tunnel surgery is the worst. Like I knew nobody was gonna, you know,
that's
search
not true,
that.
because when I go research things, like Rosalie's doing this weird chiropractic thing, and it's like a different name, and I searched TikTok to see if anybody like had TikToks where they talked about it. So I wouldn't totally write off anything that you experience in life. You could make a story or a reel about, and I guarantee you there's probably gonna be somebody in that same situation that's probably gonna search that thing for them.
That's why you have multiple hashtags. You can have your funny carpal tunnel is the worst hashtag, but then also carpal tunnel surgery.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's always, I I don't
Our
know if they'll
video is
cover
gonna
good time.
end in 1 minute because I don't pay extra for Zoom.
Gotcha.
We have 1
Okay.
minute.
And you usually want to put the hashtag that has the most, whatchamacallits. The mostly used hashtags.
Actually, not the most, like you want to stick to maybe like under 1 million. Because then
Oh.
it's too saturated.
Oh,
Hey, your video won't
Your
pop up.
post is gonna get way lost if there's 6 million people using that hashtag.
good point. Good point.
So under 1 million.
Under 1 million. Gotcha.
Thanks for all the ideas.
Thanks
Yes,
for hopping
thank
on,
you.
guys. I know it's gonna shut off here in a minute, so thank you so much for hopping on. I have recorded this, so I will share the link so everybody can rewatch it. That